So there are some new interesting details about Sonic Frontiers that we need to talk about today. Yes, you and I, we got something to speak about. No one's really talked about it, but there's some stuff going around about the size and scope and ambition about this game, as well as the rating about this game. Like, there's a couple things that we can actually make a video about, and we haven't talked Frontiers in a while, so let's talk. So the first thing we discovered is if you go on this Spanish retailer called Extra Life, I've never heard of it, but I've just seen it going around on Twitter and on the internet. It looks like it has some type of like pre-order for Sonic Frontiers, but if you look closer, there's a couple of interesting details that might give us some indication as to what to expect. You know, we've been talking a lot about this game that we really don't know much about. It's almost like Twitter. I'm always thinking about this meme where it's like Twitter is 90% of someone imagining a guy, tricking themselves into believing that guy exists, and then getting mad about it. So far, to me, that's honestly what Frontiers has been. It's been, we need gameplay, or who cares if we get gameplay? Like, no one actually knows anything about this game except for Sega and maybe a couple other people I'll talk about later in this video. But the most important detail to take away from all this in this pre-order website is that it says that the game is going to be an adventure slash RPG style game. So adventure slash RPG, why is this even significant? Like, who cares? The adventure side, like, we know this is going to be a grand adventure because it's going to be this big open world, obviously. Now, is this game going to be Elden Ring? Probably not. This is a Sonic the Hedgehog game, chill out. But the RPG side is interesting because it does kind of line up with a lot of the leaks that we've seen and some of the interviews that said that this game's going to have like a combat system. If you guys haven't seen that interview yet, it came out a couple months ago. So like there's definitely going to be some depth to the combat system. Again, I think one thing you could probably expect from all this news is something like XP, a skill tree, you know, different abilities. I would imagine, like, if I had to put my best guess, I would say the combat might be something of a mix between Sonic Heroes and maybe Sonic Unleashed. At the end of the day, the game is a platformer, so how in-depth can the combat go before it really gets in the way of the actual objective of the game, like the moving around and stuff like that? So that's interesting, but I feel like this is definitely leaning towards that direction because all open world games are basically RPGs in some form of way. It's not going to be Sonic and the Dark Chronicles or whatever, but the RPG elements will be there. Like I said, in Unleashed, there's skills that you can get. Even to some extent, Sonic Generations, you can level up your skills too. So in this game, definitely expect something like that. And one last interesting thing I wanted to point out was the 12 rating in the lower left-hand corner. I'm not sure if this is 100% accurate, but someone said the last time a Sonic game had that rating, which I think is exclusive to different countries. The last game that had that rating was Sonic and the Black Knight. And if you guys have ever played that game before, that game has some of the best writing and best voice direction and just overall has like a really good tone for it and really gets a Sonic character the best out of any game we've seen in a long time. It seems like to me the meta era is over. We have a new writer for the game. We have Ian Flitt. I think they want to go into a new direction. That 12 rating apparently being the first time since Sonic Black Knight that we've even gotten it definitely indicates that we're moving in the right direction. Again, we don't know everything, but from this small little pre-order leak, I feel like we can kind of shape in our heads what we think the game will be, but time will tell. I think we'll see gameplay sometime next month, hopefully. Now, the last thing we got to talk about, and this isn't really too crazy, but it actually is very interesting as well. That kind of proves like my predictions as to what I think this game is going to be in terms of ambition, length, and scope. Like, this is going to be the biggest Sonic game probably ever. And the reason why I'm saying this is that a Spanish YouTuber, I think his name is Sergindsegasonic or something like that. If I pronounce that wrong, please correct me down below. He's collaborated with Sega, he's collaborated with Paramount, he's done interviews with the Spanish voice actor of Sonic, so he has that connection, and he had an interesting discussion a couple days ago that I wanted to explain to you guys. So the beginning of the exchange translates to this. He says, I believe Sonic Frontiers releases, we are going to be very surprised because look, I can't say any more because I would get in trouble, but I know how long the game is, I have the info. He goes on to say, I have the info about how long the game is, I can't say it evidently, but I already tell you it is not a short game. Precisely, it isn't a short game. So look forward to it because it is a big game. Again, the person who tweeted this thread also says this is really interesting and it wouldn't be the first time we got to know something about Frontiers because of this YouTuber, because some weeks ago he did have an interview with Sonic's Spanish voice actor, like I said before. So very interesting. This is going to be a long game. I mean, not really rocket science, not something groundbreaking because I would have expected this either way. We know that it's going to be an extremely high budget game. It's going to be very ambitious, probably the most ambitious game since like Sonic Unleashed or Sonic 06. They've been playing it safe for a very long time, and I think now they're gonna take the chains off. Sonic is really popular after the movie, so good stuff is gonna happen. And the reason why we should trust this guy, and I'll give you guys a very good equivalence, this is like Sam Procrastinates interviewing Roger Craig Smith, and then like 2 or 3 weeks after that interview he goes, oh, I know stuff about the game, I can't get in trouble, but just know this. This is why Sergi is a trustworthy source in my opinion. Like, anything he has to say about the game, I think we probably should take his word for it. I don't know if he knows everything, but he probably knows a little bit more than you and I do, considering that he has the Sega connections. For a little perspective, let's Google how long Sonic Forces is. Sonic Forces length. Oh. length. Okay, 4 to 5 hours. This actually says ultimately Sonic Forces is a game that can be completed in 4 to 5 hours with little reason to ever go 4 to 5 hours. That's generous, more like 2 hours. So yeah, like I said before, one big characteristic of the meta era is the games that they release, aside from being super corny with the writing and like not taking themselves seriously at all, is the fact that you can beat these games in like 2 or 3 hours, not even. Are they bad games? Not really. I think they're definitely all above average for the most part, except for Forces. But I think the biggest thing we need to see in Sonic Frontiers is actual replayability, not just like, oh, go collect 5 red rings in each level. Like, let's see a game that's very long, that's very detailed, that has a lot of depth to it. You know, according to just about every leak, this game is going to take some 06 inspiration, and that game was pretty long. I think the size, scope, and level of this game is going to be very large, and we should be very impressed with this game. Like Sergey said, it's going to be big. Maybe not only in terms of the world size, but just in terms of the scope of this game. Like, this game is going to be awesome, I hope. I know a lot of people are looking for gameplay, myself included, but I think we are eating good right now. I think we have a lot of projects that are going to hold us over until gameplay for Sonic Frontier. We still have Sonic Origins confirmed. Like, that's the next game that's coming up. We probably should be talking more about that. We still have Sonic Prime. Don't know anything about that. Like, there's still a lot of stuff to look forward to. Second movie's still in theaters, so guys, don't worry. It's not a big deal. Things will happen soon. I totally understand being mistrustful of Sega and Sonic Team after kind of the whole Forces thing. Like, I don't think Forces is a bad game, but if we do get the equivalent of a Sonic Forces type game after 4 to 5 years of waiting, which is what happened last time, but all this information that we have about how this is going to be the formula for Sonic going forward for the next 10 years, we kind of know the genre is going to be a little bit different. There's obviously new writers, open world. They've never done that before. They're spending a ton of money on this game, apparently. I think we're in for something like we've never seen before. Like, if there's one thing you can count on, this game is not going to be another Sonic Forces. Personally, I think the marketing is a little weak, but like I said, they got to space out their projects. We have 7 months left this year, and we still have 3 projects to go, so things are going to heat up fast. So yeah, there you have it. There's some new information about Sonic Frontiers. I'd say take the pre-order thing with a grain of salt, but it really does line up with pretty much almost everything we've seen about Sonic Frontiers so far, as far as like everything we know. So in my opinion, seems pretty likely that we are going to see those RPG elements one way or the other. Also with Sergey, like I said, a very credible guy, has the current relationship with Sega, so definitely something you should trust. Like, we know this game is going to be definitely longer than 2 to 3 hours. It should be a long game. There's no way you're going to spend that much money on a game and it's going to be like 2 hours. Like, we just know that's not going to happen. So let's turn the mic back over to you guys. Want to see what you guys have to say. Also, before we end the video, I wanted to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members. We've gained a lot of members, a lot of subscribers over the last couple weeks, so the support has not gone unnoticed, guys. I really appreciate each and every single person, not only that's watching this video, but definitely every single person that's on this list. Thank you guys so much for helping the channel grow. We appreciate and love you guys. What do you guys think about this game? Do you think it's going to have RPG elements? What do you think about all this information? Does it change any of your perspective about Sonic Frontiers? Please let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, thumbs up, hit the bell, you know the drill. We love each and every single one of you guys. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I got nothing else to say, so until I see you next time, peace out.